Hello, welcome to Thrive, our 6th episode. You might be wondering why we look a little different. We're usually in a cafe, but surprise, I'm here at Edinburgh Deaf Festival. You know, we always have 2 parts to the show. In the first part, we have a topic, and today we're going to be looking at festivals and fringes and culture and creativity. And the second part is over to you. You have to choose one of 2, okay? Would you pick shortbread or scone? So you can only pick one, and you have to vote in the comments.
I just wanna thrive here, grow into my space and bloom. Don't just wanna survive here. We're gonna see each other through. The world is for me and you. I just wanna thrive here, grow into my space and bloom. Don't just wanna survive here. We're gonna see each other through. The world is for me and you.
Well, today we have 3 beautiful guests. Firstly, we have Amy Murray. Secondly, we have Audrey Cameron.
Hi, everyone.
And thirdly, we have Shirley Hay.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, everyone. Before we start chatting, do remember to vote on which you prefer, shortbread or scone. But you can only pick one. Okay, welcome, everyone. As you know, we're here in the middle of the festival, the Fringe in Edinburgh, and I'm sure that you've been here for many years, so I'm sure that you've got experiences of going places in the festival. Can you share one of those?
Well, my favourite was from last year, and it was part of this Edinburgh Deaf Festival. Do you know Ramesh Rayappan? His performance was linked to dementia. It was very powerful. It had a real impact on me.
Oh, it was.
It was about moving to the home, care home, and there was no interpreters available, and the communication problems that ensued. And I think really only half the audience fully understood what was happening. But my friend who was with me could follow it as well, and it was very emotional. A lot of the audience were in tears.
It was very visual, wasn't it? It was beautiful.
It was.
I went last year. I remember it was very powerful. So is that your preferred? Is that your favourite one?
Well, I've liked others as well. I've watched you yourself, Nadia, in the past. You did something using VV about the army.
Ah, yes, that was 10 years ago.
Yes, I remember that. That was very powerful as well.
Because that was a feminist story, that was a female story.
Right, I really enjoy feminist themes in performance.
Oh, get
and
off.
Amy's performance as well, of course. Last year it was really good as well.
So, Amy, come to you. What's your favourite? Well, I think the first festival in Edinburgh, the first Fringe, really I didn't know what it was at all, and I started to explore the shows, and because I was in cabaret, and that was brilliant. I was in a cabaret show, and that gave me a first taste of the festivals, and this is the 4th year of the Edinburgh Deaf Festival, so I tried to book Gavin. I always try to book Gavin, but he sells out so fast. So I finally got to go and see him. So you'd not been to the festivals before. But you came because you felt it was safe because of the Deaf Festival? Yes, because I came to the first Edinburgh Deaf Festival, and that was it. Then I was going to come every year after that.
Well, I remember that my favourite part of the festival has always been the tattoo. A long time ago, John and I were courting, and we went to the tattoo as part of the festival. Oh, and the rhythms of the drums and the marching bands. I've been several times now, and it's become a bit of a habit. And now we've got the Deaf Festival here as well in Edinburgh, which is just fantastic.
It is brilliant, isn't it, having the Deaf Festival here that's part of the festivals in Edinburgh, those family of festivals. And it's like a little, but sometimes, you may have a space in the Deaf Festival programme and you go out and see someone else, like you saw Ramesh. Have you been out to see anyone? Yeah, I went to a Fringe show called Heist. Ah, Heist, yes. Oh, that's brilliant. That was with Duffy and Elf. And that was amazing. I really enjoyed that. It was very visual. Elf would speak, and the tone was great, and they were signing. It was fantastic. I enjoyed that very much. What about yourself, Shirley?
Mostly, I've come to events here at Deaf Action as part of the Deaf Festival. I went to see Gavin Lilly. That was brilliant. I knew him when he was just young.
Really? Wow.
And so it's lovely to see how he's changed.
So that's interesting. You've talked about comedy there. Deaf people really enjoy comedy, but have you gone to see hearing comedy, or do you follow comedy on television?
I find that quite difficult, to be honest. What they're actually meaning. And I can see that the hearing audiences are laughing.
Yeah.
But it's hard being deaf, and on television you can see the subtitles, but they're always quite a lag. And, and particularly with comedy, that impacts on the effect that it can have. So I can always see the hearing audiences laugh, and I've kind of missed the joke, so it's not that easy.
Yeah, I want to share my favourite one. My favourite festival is Latitude. That's probably my first festival that I went to, and I found it was for families, for adults. It was a camping festival, but there was a community there. Everything was in one place. That really was my cup of tea. It's not like a big festival where you have to see loads of shows and it's a bit overwhelming. It was very chilled.
Yeah, you can just wander around and enjoy it.
And at night, the kids, of course, would go away, and then there'd be more parties, and the music would take over, and then you'd have interpreters on the stage. And I really felt like I could choose where to be. You could go to a quiet space, or you could take part in it.
Where did the festival take place?
I think it's in Norfolk. No, I'm wrong. It's in Suffolk. Yeah, it's on every year. It's very, very popular. And now they provide access with interpreters and captions. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I've never heard of Latitude. No, really? Well, I'm now interested to go. Well, as you say, you came here first to the Deaf Festival, and then you found that there's more things out there. There's lots of hearing festivals out there, but, have a look, have a try, but you have them on your doorstep here. I think my first Edinburgh Deaf Festival, since then, I was obviously more engaged with the Deaf Festival, but I've started going more to the Fringe, more generally, to see what the vibe is like. And I saw a show called The Nature of Forgotten, and it's a more physical thing. It's not interpreted, so it's physical theatre. And there's a story they tell, and I was in the front row, and it was really amazing. It's talking a little bit about Ramesh's play. It does focus on dementia. So I think there's more and more accessibility in the Fringe now. There's more interpreters, more physical theatre and stuff. So it's a start, but I'm really happy to be engaging more. I think there's much more accessibility now. Yeah, I think the issue initially was access and barriers. But yeah, and there's also, you've got the Flairware Festival.
What's that?
Flare Wave, that's in Brighton.
Brighton, oh.
So I think that was set up not that long ago. Was that just a couple of years ago?
That's right,
This year's our third, yeah. Oh, hang on a sec. No, I think actually 4 years ago that was set up. So I was involved in that, and everyone was signing, and lots of new faces. I could see quite a few Scottish people, but lots of English people, of course. And I kept having to say, hi, I'm Amy, I'm from Scotland, and I made a whole load of new networks there, and I realised, of course I'm Scottish and I will engage in the Scottish scene, but it's good to travel as well and get out down south. What about global festivals?
Well, I've been to Clandoy. I'll just spell it for you.
It's Clandoel, so it's a French term, yeah.
That's French. I've actually not yet been, but I might go one day. I have plans to go.
Oh, I go regularly. Oh, yeah, I love it. That's my world. My son David.
And my son David and his wife, they go regularly with their children as well. Now they're a wee bit older.
Oh,
they really love it.
So jealous. I really want to go, but I'm always too busy. But I will get there one day. I will.
You could perform at it.
Ooh, no, well, we'll see. Yes, you can perform. So as a performer, you have been here performing at the Deaf Festival. And what did that feel like the first time when you did that, performing here? Oh, it was beautiful, really beautiful. I knew that there was a mixture of hearing people and deaf people, but it felt like it was just me and deaf people, and it felt so vibrant, engaging, and there was empathy there. It was a lovely vibe. I want to do more like that. I want to create more shows like that. I did the Angry Vagina as a monologue. I enjoyed that very much. I really want to do more like that. So yeah, it was good.
And also, is that with music?
It's more about rhythm. And the show, The Ghost of Blackwood, I did that last year, and I loved that. Yeah, I wrote that. So that was the play that we put on last year.
Yes, about the ghost, yes. I saw that. It was really great. I enjoyed it. It was all about history.
Yeah, it was.
You know, about sort of modern history and explaining what had happened.
History. And they were moving about the room.
And everyone was moving around the room. It wasn't a static performance. And, you know, when there was the fire in the performance, you could see that it was actually people moving around as if a reaction to real fire. It was fantastic. I think in the future I'd like to see more sort of history-related productions.
Personally, when you talk about The Ghost of Blackwood, I mean, I didn't even know who he was before this production. And then when Nadia gave us the script and we got to understand that history, it had a big impact. And then able to perform like that, it was quite raw. I mean, it was very important, I think, for Scottish history. So yeah, I'd love to see more history in the festival. But of course, the festivals in Edinburgh are very broad. I mean, we've got science shows, we've got art, we've got music and history, we've got comedy, we've got all sorts of things. Do you think all of those genres should be in the festival?
Well, I was involved in the Science Festival last year with Gary Quinn, my colleague, and that was great. Previously, we started going out to different science festivals around the UK. We've been to Belfast. We've been actually to Brazil as well. And Gary, you know, he's an academic. It's great. So we performed, and he performs as Mr. Brainy in the festivals, and it was great fun. So, we're educating the audiences at the same time, typically young people, but in a fun way. And is that the same as the show that you did at the Deaf History Conference? Is that the same show? Yes, it is, Shirley. Yes, that was. I was astonished by that. It was brilliant.
History of deaf science.
Yes, we did a show on the history of deaf scientists for that conference. 2006. Yes, 2006 that was, wasn't
2006? Oh,
16, I think it was, 2016. Yes, it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, wow. You were too young then, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So I want to share a little bit of my experience, because 10 years ago, so 2015, was my first experience of performing in the Edinburgh Fringe.
Wow.
And I knew nothing I mean, I'd visited the Fringe, but I didn't know how to perform in the Fringe. And it was such hard work. It was the most difficult thing I've done, most difficult production I've done, because we have to sell tickets. We have to pay out of our pocket to rent, you know, accommodation, to rent the venue, to sell my work, to publicize. It's not easy at all. Also, you hope that you're going to get a good review. You want a 4 or 5 star, and then you get ticket sales improve after that. So, you know, you are, all the artists are trying to sell their work and hoping that the reviewers will give them a good, you know, recommendation. If you get 4 stars, that's great, then you know you're going to get an audience. But I remember the first week, I was so nervous. That first week was so hard. And then I got 4 and 5 stars.
Well done,
and after that,
well
I could
done.
relax a bit, because then you know you're going to get the ticket sales. So it was called Can I Start Again, Please? That's the one I did. It was with 2 women. We had really long dresses on. And it was about, it was the first, sign language in the Fringe was really quite new at the time. So we were kind of front runners for that. And we had previously had deaf people in the Fringe, but this one was deaf and hearing, so we covered a mixed audience. Most of the audiences were hearing. There were very few deaf people there. But at the end of the month, when we finished the run, I was completely exhausted. But I won an award for the Edinburgh
fantastic.
Fringe. Amazing. So that made me realize then It is not easy to create work, and it's not easy to find the funds to be able to pay for the venue, pay for the stay, all of this stuff that you need, selling the tickets, selling the publicity, doing everything that you need to do, renting accommodation. I mean, August in Edinburgh is unbelievable. The price trebles everywhere. Recently, I met somebody, a performer on the street, who was in tears because she had no money. She had to sell tickets because she couldn't afford to be here.
That's, when I see people in the street walking by, and, I feel terrible when I maybe ignore them if I don't want to buy the ticket, because you can see how desperate they are.
You can see why they're flyering. It really is so important for them.
Yes, it's very difficult. And what about here at Deaf Action? Is it the same, or is it a bit easier here?
Well, we want to keep going, so we want this festival to keep going, but of course the cost of living's gone up. Everything does cost money, and like you said, you've got science festivals, you're a performer, so you need to be able to showcase your work, and you also need to be able to go to other work. You can't, we need to learn from this process.
Yes, it's part of the culture, isn't it, of these festivals. And and I think when you understand culture, which as you do through attending festivals, you better understand the world and diversity. And if without an understanding of culture, it's very difficult to understand a sort of international context. And last night here, there was a performance, Scratch.
No, I couldn't
come. Were either of you there?
come.
It was last night, Scratch. And it was quite a sensitive performance. And it was new performers trying out new work. They had performed before, but it was new material. Is that right, Nadia? And it was a great opportunity for them. But you could see that it was very difficult to get the audience for the show, but it was great.
It was packed. I was amazed. You're right, it was packed. I'm glad you came, and I'm glad that you remembered the word. Lots of people hadn't heard of a Scratch performance before. So from the other side, as a performer, as a professional, you've got to... I'm within that world, as Amy is, and, but you have to take on a whole new culture when you're moving from different spaces like performance and audience. Now, let me just check my notes. So next thing to talk about might be something that you've taken away from a festival that you're never going to forget.
Oh, for me, I will never forget when I volunteered. This was before the festival had actually started. So I was helping to sew curtains, for the stage, the performance, and to give privacy. I think it was 2021. And so then in 2022, they wanted to improve things. So 2 weeks before, I got the material. I was helping making the stage curtains. So I used a sewing machine to create them. And the staff were here, people were moving around, and I was trying to get peace and quiet, but people were taking photographs of events before the festival. But it was such a fantastic atmosphere. I really enjoyed being involved in that. Everyone was helping each other. It was really lovely. I'll never forget that experience.
Fantastic. As a volunteer, you have kind of a pre-festival experience, don't you? You see all the preparations and all of the frantic pressure, and then when the festival starts, and were you also involved after the festival? The curtains had to be folded up.
Well, the curtains all had to be put away, packed up, folded away, because it was a temporary installation, so I was involved in making sure that was done properly. And I was helping in the kitchen as well. But that reminded me of one drama for the preparation for that and everything. It was exactly the same. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed being involved in that.
Have you volunteered at festivals? No, I haven't. No. Maybe one day you could? Oh, I would love to. Yes, absolutely. Anything to do with a festival, like the Edinburgh Festival, definitely I would love to be involved. Yeah. I hope I get the chance.
Well, that reminds me that I organised at Dunbar, that's where I live, a science festival there. It was a bilingual festival in Dunbar, all about science. And so there were different scientific organizations that came, people gave performances, there were deaf attendees, and we had interpreters, working interpreters. All the interpreters volunteered their time.
Wow.
I've done that maybe about 6 different times. It was really hard work, so I appreciate how difficult this work is.
Oh, hard work. But before that starts, what does it feel like with all the pressure? Are you confident that it's all going to be okay and it's all going to go well? Are you nervous?
Well, I don't sleep actually before that.
Why not?
Well, so much organisation. There has to be a risk assessment before a science festival in particular to make sure that everything's going to be all right, make sure the room is safe, that we know all the fire regulations. There's a massive list of things that you have to consider. But I didn't sleep for many hours because I was so sort of worked up about it.
I try not to take on that pressure. For me, what's key is communication. When you're organising a festival, you must communicate well. You must text and say, if you've got something, yep, I need to do this, I'm going to do that, and communicate with people all the time. If you don't communicate, things go wrong. And it's like holding up a wonky roof. You've got to communicate to hold the whole thing up and keep it all safe and secure.
Yeah, making sure everyone knows what they're doing.
You have to also accept it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, wow. It's so great that we've got this space for us and the Deaf Festival.
So do you think as a deaf festival, I mean, that, do you feel like our identity and our culture is important?
Yes, I do. I do. Because where else do we find a deaf space, So often that's missed. And here you can meet other deaf people, chat away, sign. It's a deaf environment. The deaf clubs, the deaf schools are all closing, but here still we can feel that community.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. So when I'm with my hearing family, I'm the only one who's deaf. So of course, the Edinburgh Deaf Festival, when it first started, I was used to communicating by using my phone, texting people and showing them the text. And then I came here and I was just able to talk to people directly without using my phone. It was amazing. And it just really fitted me and my identity. And it felt like home. Do you think it's important to have a deaf festival in terms of your identity?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, it's lovely. I feel we all work together. There aren't the barriers that you can encounter in a hearing environment. So I think it's great.
I remember one festival where I was invited. It was Prima Donna. And it's all about the female, all about women. So it's linked to the book festival. And I went to that, and it was all women. There were a couple of men. They were allowed, but it was an event to support women and children and single mums. Kids were allowed, and it was very accepting. And there were places for the kids to be looked after and so on. But the book, that festival and everything was led by women. And that's called Prima Donna. And they found it very difficult to get funding, but it was always very well attended. So they would sell tickets to get into the festival. And so I went to that and enjoyed it very, very much. What really hit me was, obviously I know there's festivals and things like that, but a women's festival that I really felt a part of, and in being part of the stories and that people had written and they're presented, and then you want to buy their work, and it was just beautiful. Because festivals remind you of who you are, no matter your age or whatever your identity, whatever your characteristics, it reminds you who you are. So out in the Fringe or here in the Deaf Festival, you are reminded who you are. So do you go out to the other festivals? I mean, you said you love science, so...
I want a deaf science festival. I think that would be much better for deaf people, with everybody signing.
Oh, so we could have bilingual science festivals.
Yeah, but one where all could sign, where everyone could sign. Last year when at Clandoyle, and everyone was signing, but there was a conference with 300 deaf scientists. Can you imagine? In Gallaudet University. Sorry, not Clandoyle, Gallaudet University,
wow.
That conference. It was amazing. So it would be even better if we could have a deaf science festival. That would be so exciting. Can you imagine? Yes, I mean, you're talking about it, but what about all the others? I think that's a great idea. Maybe we could set up something like that in the future.
Science, there could be food, music, anything. You know, there's all sorts of things we could do. Yeah, have you been to a food festival? I've been to one in Edinburgh. Oh, let me think when that was.
What festival? Sorry, can I clarify?
It was a food festival.
Food festival.
And it was here in Edinburgh. I think it was 3 years ago, maybe. But it was loads of stalls, and of course, you go to every stall and you want to eat everything, and then you're too full. But you know, if you just go and have a taste of each of them, you become full. But yeah, it was brilliant. Love that. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to sneak the food out. Yeah, you have to just try mouthfuls of each, and maybe not like everything, but. I guess, you know, you wouldn't have to buy any food, would you, after that?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
You don't have to play the deaf card either, do you? Because it's already free, so...
Would you play the deaf card at a festival?
Well, you know, sometimes you might. So in terms of culture, we've talked about identity and culture now. We've got the Fringe out there in Edinburgh. It's incredibly busy. And I am spotting that there are groups of people, like people from Singapore or other countries, who have festivals within the festival. And I think because in other countries, you know, they may, maybe somebody from another country has moved here and normally doesn't have any sort of connection with people from their own country, but then they get a festival that people coming from their own country to connect with. And it's a bit like having the Deaf Festival within the festivals, that other people might think, oh, that doesn't really fit with us. But how do we bring people in to share our culture with people who are not deaf or in the deaf world? Do you think it's important to do that?
I do think that's important. Like when I bring my family members, they bring their friends, and then the word of mouth passes on, and more and more people are interested.
Think?
Well, it's often the first time they've been in a deaf environment and in the deaf world, and usually they want to come back again.
Fantastic. So it's like a breakthrough, isn't it? Something.
Absolutely.
And one thing I really like about being here is the pub quiz. So, that brings in very diverse people who would never normally come. But because it's a quiz, and that's very much part of British culture, people come for the quiz. But when they then see it's a deaf quiz, they think, okay, that has happened. We've had new faces walk through the door because it's a quiz, and then discover that they have to communicate, and it's a bit of a challenge, and they love it. At the end, they all want to learn to sign. They want to be part of our community. It's really positive. Oh, that sounds amazing. Wow. So one thing that has concerned me, you know, deaf people are very noisy, or they can be. Yes, I'm guilty. But actually, they say this is a quieter venue than elsewhere in the Fringe. I don't believe that for a second. Oh, yeah, that's what they said. You know, we are always banging things and shouting and making noise. And they said, no. Out there in the Fringe is so noisy. Usually everything is just overwhelming. And actually our Deaf Festival is a quieter space, a calmer space for them.
Well, that's ideal.
Oh, I'm impressed. I was worried about my voice, but maybe I don't need to.
Yes, when people have told me about the environment being quiet, but you're right. It's the same. And I think people enjoy quieter times, like you said, and if they come in out of a busy festival to a sign language environment, maybe that's good for them. Yeah, and how do the hearing attendees understand the questions if they're all given in sign?
Put them on their phone, all the normal things. Ask how to sign something, practice signing, practice writing, all different methods of communication. They're worn out at the end, but they all look like they really want to learn to sign at the end. Quiz is part of their culture, but it's a different type of quiz. It's in a different language. So the culture of a quiz is a powerful draw for them, but they don't share the language.
Yes, and I mean, I think it's supplemented with PowerPoints, isn't it? So the questions are broadcast on the screen so they can understand them in English.
Oh, wow, brilliant. I didn't know. I always think I'm too loud. My family are always telling me to shut up, and now you're telling me I'm quiet? That's really blown my mind.
Oh, yes.
Well, maybe I can be louder then. Maybe I'm allowed. Or do I need to be quiet still? Are there any more thoughts? Maybe you've looked at the programme, or
Is there anything you want?
is there anything you would really like to see? Maybe there's something in the festival that you spotted and you'd really like to see? Oh, hang on a second. We're going to have a break now. We've had our tea delivery.
Oh, lovely.
So now it's time for a break, and we're all going to enjoy a cup of tea. Thank you. You can leave now, thank you. So our interpreters are going to have a break, we're going to have a break, and get yourselves a cup of tea at home. Oh, and look what we've got here. You can still vote if you want shortbread or scones. So we're going to have a little cup of tea break now. Okay, now while we've got our cup of tea, we've got part 2. So if you haven't voted yet, please do let us know, but only pick one, shortbread or scone. Okay, so tell us, which do you prefer, shortbread or scone? Do I have to pick one? Yes. Oh.
I like both, to be honest. Really like both. I like scone in the morning. Because I don't have breakfast. I have it for breakfast. So if I don't have any breakfast, I'll have a scone. I really enjoy that. I feel it fills you up more than shortbread. And I think shortbread is better for the afternoon.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to pick one, though.
Scone. Scone. Scone it is. Scone. Definitely scone.
Okay, so scone is famous as part of British culture as afternoon tea, not morning.
That's true. Yes, I've had it for afternoon tea as well, just a small scone. But in the morning, I like a big chunky scone. Lovely. Lots of butter. That's great. Maybe for 11s, that's perfect, yeah. It fills me up nicely for the rest of the morning, and then I have lunch at 1 o'clock, and that keeps me going. But I've got to watch my weight, but a scone is a lovely thing in the morning. Oh, maybe just once a week.
Ooh, I might try that. Yeah. Huh. Having a scone, what do you...
Oh, I like it with butter.
Do you have the half separately?
Yes, well, usually I eat the first half, and then...
Do you have cream?
Yes, sometimes.
Ooh.
I like a fruit scone with butter, and sometimes with jam as well. Or a plain scone with jam.
Aha. Or you might have a cheese scone. I mean, we're very British, obviously, so we like savoury things too, but maybe you don't want that for breakfast. I mean, afternoon tea is always sweet.
True. And it's a smaller scone, typically, with afternoon tea. And that's great. You can have one or two of them, but you can't if it's the really big one, you know. You have to take it as home in a doggy bag if it's a massive scone. And recently I was on a cruise, and in the mornings, it was my husband's birthday we were celebrating, and we ate a lot on the cruise, and they had scones there. And they're tiny scones. They were only about this size.
Really? That small?
And I thought, great, because I can have one,
So
and
the
if I don't want to eat too many.
Tiny ones. Did you have to butter those?
No, you just ate them as they came. I'm not complaining. And for the cruise, it was absolutely fine.
What about you two? I think I would say the same as Shirley, a scone, because I love the jam and the cream, and I like putting them together and eating them in one go, not separately.
That's very English tradition, really, isn't it?
So you have the cream too? Yeah, I have cream. You have that with it? Yeah, cream and jam. Yeah, that's perfect. I know it's sweet, but I love the flavour.
But that is a very sort of English way to eat a
English?
scone, isn't it?
No.
Yes, with cream. I think that's part of English culture.
Well, I have to say, let's have a look. Let's see. Before we get our actual answer, we need to hear from Audrey.
Well, I like a scone with lemon curd. You know lemon curd?
Wow. You are Scottish, and all of you want the scones, not the shortbread. My favourite's the shortbread. I love them. I mean, I like scones, I do, but shortbread is the best. With a cup of tea, of course. You have to have your shortbread with a cup of tea.
Lovely.
But shortbread is the favourite in Scotland, not in England or Ireland. It's very Scottish and preferred here. There are only 3 ingredients: butter, sugar and flour. That's it. Oh, okay. Nothing else? Nope, nothing else. That's it. But it's hard to get the temperature right to cook them really well. I mean, you probably buy them, so you don't need to worry. But a scone, you ready to find this out? Okay, they are English. Scones are English and Scottish and Irish. We have different types of scones. We all thought originally it's an English thing, but actually it's an all nations thing. It's influenced by, everybody. We can't find out where they started. I think because the general recipe has 4 ingredients: flour, butter, milk, plus a raising agent, like baking powder, whereas shortbread doesn't have that. So the scone has all those ingredients, and in England it's made in a certain way, in Scotland it's made in a slightly different way, and in Ireland slightly differently. But we don't know what the original recipe was, but those are the main ones. So in Scotland, I mean, do you eat shortbread every day? Wow.
Well, sometimes, maybe about once a week. Yes, I like shortbread, but usually only associated at New Year with a small tot of something.
What whiskey do you have?
Yes, I like whiskey. So once a year, I have my whiskey and shortbread. And I feel I couldn't really associate it with hot weather, which is interesting.
You're right. It's normally at Christmas and Hogmanay.
Yep.
That's
at
a New Year. Yep. Or it's served with a cup of tea. So personally, I like it with a cup of tea, but it's interesting you only eat it at New Year, just once a year.
Yeah, once a year.
Wow, that's a very, very strong tradition for you then.
It is. I've tried to make it before for my cookery O-level. That's what they used to be called.
Cookery O-level, really?
Yes, it was the exam. And I made shortbread for the exam. It was in England, and I thought I would maybe get some extra points because it was a Scottish dish, but I still managed to fail the exam. It didn't really have the right texture. It was a bit floppy. I've never made shortbread. I do like it, but if I made it, I worried I would just eat it continually. So I've not made it.
Yeah, you're right. It is actually very difficult to make.
But a scone with clotted cream. So, and jam on top of the cream.
That's Devonshire.
That's from Devon, isn't it? That's traditional for Devonshire.
But the jam, then the cream is Cornish.
But if you have the jam first and the cream on top, that is the Cornish style.
So I prefer the Cornish.
I prefer the Cornish style.
You can see the shock on Amy's face. Did you not know this? Really?
Well, I went to Cornwall.
Cornwall?
And I asked, it was explained to me that this is the system that they use. It's very specific how they prepare the scone, and that's it. It's always stuck with me. And I do like it.
I like the jam on top.
And I like the jam on top
You want
better.
it the other way round?
I mean, everyone likes it their own way, but I just feel that it's better to eat that way. The bite is easier, if you like, with the jam on top of the cream.
So yeah, I like the jam then the cream. That's corny.
Same as me.
Wow, I don't care. I just eat the thing.
But do remember, when you put the clotted cream on and then the jam, or you can do it the other way round. Do a taste test and see which one, you can work out which one is which.
Okay.
And of course, don't just straight away eat all of them. It has to be a careful experiment between the two.
Thank you for that.
Or you could do it separately, one with jam and one with cream, one half with jam, one with cream.
But then, yeah, she said I have to try them and not mix them. I have to give this a serious consideration. You see, this is generational teaching and sharing. I do feel like a baby right now. Thank you very much for teaching me. But, you know, this is an afternoon tradition. This is very much an afternoon tradition. You just eat the thing. I don't know how you fit it in your mouth, to be honest.
Do you eat it in two separate parts? I didn't even know
you
you could
squish
do
them.
that.
You know, you put them together and squish them.
And you know, you get the scone with the cream and the jam. In the shops, that's already there. But I prefer to buy it and then prepare it myself.
I didn't know they separated.
Oh, I didn't know that that could be the case.
I thought you were supposed to have them all together in one piece. Okay, from now on, I'm going to eat them separately. Well, give it a try. Try one half having the cream and jam one way and on the other half the other way, and do a little taste test. See how that feels, okay? I'm going to. But you have one scone, you know, separate in front of you. You have to do it like, you have to film yourself. Do it like a cookery demo, okay? So let's see what the audience says on this topic of shortbread or scone, or what they've said. Okay, so with the shortbread, do you like to dip it into your tea or eat it dry? What? You have to dip it?
Dry.
Ooh, it's lovely then, it's moist.
Dry, definitely. If you dunk it, you lose the taste. You know? Oh, I mean, it's perfect the way it is.
Okay, so if I show you, right? I want one, and I'm going to dunk it.
Oh no.
Ta-da!
Oh, I can't watch.
No.
Can't do it. Nope. Now, let me see.
What about you two? I like to dunk it, because then it's moist. I don't want it dry. I want it moist with the tea. It's really dry without the tea. You have to have the tea.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
What about you, Audrey?
Wish me luck.
I haven't got any whiskey, so I'm not having it. I forgot that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's not going to be my habit of eating it this way, but it's okay.
Oh, now we've broken
it's my
the tradition.
first time. It's my first time.
Oh, wow.
Perhaps not for me. I think I prefer it with whiskey.
Okay, we need some whiskey, please. Okay, so you're a whiskey girl. Do you dunk it in the whiskey, or do you take a sip and then...
A sip and then a bite of the biscuit.
Ah, wow. I haven't tried it with whiskey.
Oh,
so
it's delicious.
I'm going to have to wait till Christmas, I think, for that. Yeah, that sounds like a Christmas thing. Well, of course you're Scottish, so you're going to have that answer. Yeah, well, to be fair, I will actually try it when I get home. But the audience are watching us, so let's see what their vote is. So, what do you think the audience prefers? Shortbread or scone? What do you think?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I think scone.
Scone. Okay, that's what you say. What do you think, Amy? I don't know if I'm going to get it wrong, but I would say scone too. There's no wrong or right, is there? It's okay. I say scone as well.
I think because looking at the way other people behave, I think scone. I think scone's going to be the favourite answer. Yep.
Okay, well, the scone got 13 votes and the shortbread got 1, so you're right.
Wow.
1. Just one person preferred shortbread. Everybody else prefers scone. But
And which flavour of scone do they prefer?
doesn't say. If you're live, we've got 4 votes for scone and 2 votes for shortbread on the live people watching online.
Phew, that's good.
Maybe they thought the same as me, that you're meant to eat it all in one go and not separate it. Who knows? Well, my question is, if you go to a cafe, they always have lots of scones. They are very popular, but you don't always see shortbread.
That's very true. We need to promote shortbread. And when I went to Hollywood Palace, we walked in, and they had shortbread in their cafe. It was homemade shortbread. I enjoyed that. Was it the triangular one? The triangular shortbread?
I've never tried the triangular shortbread.
Yes, it's baked in the round and then it's sliced up like a cake.
It tastes different. It really does. It's delicious. So when I was at school, I mean, I'm not Scottish, I'm English, but at school they taught us to make shortbread. But it was the round sort that was cut into triangles, and it's so simple then. And they said it's very hard. They had to teach us how to roll, how to bake it, how to get it in the pan, and then make the indentations in it, make the marks, and make sure it doesn't go brown. You have to cook it to just the right amount, and then lift it out, and it's perfect. And then you pass. But it's delicious. Wonderful. Wow. There's something really special about the triangular ones. Now I'm hungry. But I want the triangular one. I don't want the finger. Oh, well. Maybe we should ask Philip Gerard whether he could bring us some different...
Yes, I'm still hungry. I could do with some more. I think we'll need to get in touch with Philip about that. And maybe we can ask for whiskey at the same time.
So, we've got a bit more information to share. So the shortbread has one famous person attached to them. So there's somebody very famous who's always associated with shortbread. Maybe you know who. A Scottish person. Who do you think? Are they dead? Alexander Salmon? No. Are they alive?
Is it the Queen Elizabeth?
Well, she's Scottish-ish. Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary's Queen of Scots.
Really?
Yep, she loved shortbread. That was her thing. So, brilliant!
Oh, thank you, Philip.
It's not for me, it's for Audrey.
Oh, lovely.
Scottish whiskey, just promoting the Deaf Festival. What is the whiskey? That is a Jura whiskey.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, we've got one shortbread left. It's now going to have to be for you.
Shall we split it in half?
No, you go for it. Don't worry.
You haven't had any yet? Oh, no. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Slange. Oh, perfect match. The perfect match.
Now, there's a proper Scottish tradition that we've shown the audience. Thank you for that.
Cheers, everyone.
I think maybe that will influence your New Year traditions and Christmas, perhaps. But going back to Queen Mary, Mary, Queen of Scots, she lived in, I think, the 4th or 5th century, or something, 15th century? Yeah, 14th, 15th. So, I mean, this is... she really loved the shortbread. Maybe you're connected or something, but she always had a shortbread. But so we're talking about shortbread being invented centuries ago. But one thing I'm very sad about is this, you've all chosen the scone instead of the shortbread when it's such a Scottish thing. Shame on you all. I mean, all right, well done, Audrey. Well done. You've kept your tradition with the whiskey. Fantastic. But honestly, okay, I'm going to have to shift my allegiance now to shortbread. In Scotland, in terms of thinking about the scones, we've got different scones. I mean, if you don't think about cities like Edinburgh and Glasgow, think of the villages and the Highlands and so on. The scones elsewhere in Scotland are fried. We might bake ours in the oven, but elsewhere they're fried. And like bread rolls as a part of their breakfast, and they will have a scone as part of their breakfast.
Oh, and these are the flat scones, is that what you mean?
They are fried scones, put in a bun and eaten for breakfast.
Yes, those are potato scones. Potato scones.
Oh.
Yeah, they're completely flat.
Oh, and they eat them in a bun? Really? With ketchup?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
HP?
Ketchup is better, to be honest, but yes, in a roll. Or you can have a fried egg with it as well.
I think we've got some influence going on here.
Yes, my husband John likes that. I'm not so keen, but he likes it.
Are they not heavy and filling?
Yeah, perhaps. I've tried it, but not to my flavour, not to my cup of tea.
Tatty scone in a roll. Okay. Not jam and clotted cream. Interesting. Maybe you can put jam on it.
For me, it's okay with butter, but not with jam. Not with jam on a tatty scone. Oh no.
No? No. Toast them.
You could toast them. That's what you do, but not with jam, but with butter.
Oh, just butter. Oh, okay. But you're right, there are traditions linked to this. So these are potatoes, which is savoury, of course, but some potatoes can be used to make sweet things, so it's not completely mad. Yeah, you can make sweet things out of potato. Really? Yeah. So a tatty scone can be either savoury or sweet. How can you make that sweet? I mean, especially if you think about a hash brown or something like that. Well, I can give you a recipe. Yes, please. Oh my goodness, I'll be cooking loads of different things. I'm going to teach you how to make shortbread triangles that are delicious. No, and I'm going to go to a shop then and find that. That's a better plan. And or you can, and you can say, test them out and say, yep, Nadia's right, they don't taste the same.
And then, of course, there's Mars bars that we haven't talked about yet. You know, the deep-fried Mars bars that you can get. They have them just across the road in a cafe. So one time my brother-in-law, my family were here, and they went and they tried a deep-fried Mars bar with ice cream. And we were all waiting to see what was brought, and sure enough, it was a deep-fried Mars bar. And when we tried it, you know what? It wasn't bad. And so then we all took some, and actually it was beautiful. It's a bit fattening, I think that's the trouble. I mean, it's deep-fried, but so that combination of deep-fried and a Mars bar, I've not had it since because it's very fattening, but it was lovely.
Last night I had a Kit Kat deep-fried and it was delicious. No, you're kidding me. I did, just round the corner, there's a chippy that sells them.
Wow, a Kit Kat.
Because I come every year and I always do that. Just once I have to go into that chippy. I have to tick that off my list. I have to go in. I can't go home without going in and having one of them. Really? Do they fry anything? Pretty much. I've never tried one. You're Scottish and you've never tried these things.
Well, I like a bounty.
Okay, now I feel really ashamed.
Do they have deep-fried bounties?
They do. They do. They've got all different chocolate bars, and I chose a Kit Kat because the Kit Kat, of course, has the wafer inside. It's like the biscuit inside, so it's not fully chocolate, and I thought full chocolate might be a bit too much, and so I thought I'd like to try that deep-fried. So it's, but I'm not sure if chocolate and coconut might be a bit rich.
Oh, that might be a bit heavy, yes. Yeah. Have you tried it?
I don't like Mars bars, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, fair enough. But it was lovely. Kit Kat, who knew?
Wow. You look horrified, but you're going to have to try it yourself, aren't you? Yeah.
But yeah, give it a
Is
try.
it really that good? I'm going to have to go and buy all these things after today and try them all out. Are there any other things you think are uniquely Scottish? Are there any other food stories?
Well, haggis, which I love.
Oh, I love haggis. Love haggis.
There's some people have never heard of haggis. I mean, I'm English, and when I moved, when I met my husband John, we'd been skiing, and we were away on holiday, and we had haggis. And I had to put lots of sauce on it in order to eat it. But now I love it. It's great.
Can you have a haggis scone?
Well, a cheese scone, I think, is far enough.
Well, you could have a tatty scone.
But haggis in it? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure.
That's brilliant.
Have you tried that? I've never tried. Haggis crisps, have you tried them?
Haggis
Haggis
crisps?
flavoured crisps, yeah.
That must be new.
Well, you can have plain crisps, and then some people enjoy eating a plain crisp with a small bite of chocolate, and then the crisps. And I thought, oh, yuck. And they told me to try it, and I was like, okay. And I tried it. So I had the crisp, and then I had the chocolate, and do you know what? It was absolutely lovely. And about halfway through eating the crisp, you just have the chocolate, and it mixes with the crisp, and I really enjoyed it.
Wow. That's very fattening.
Very fattening, though.
I'm a bit overwhelmed. So now we've got scones and shortbread, we were talking about haggis, and, there's so many things for you to try. And so many new, Queen Mary, Queen of Scots, invented the shortbread. Who knows what's next and where that's going to go? No, keep shortbread as it is.
But shortbread should stay as it is, following Mary, Queen of Scots. Just the same tradition. I don't think we can add too many things to it.
Just don't mess with it.
Don't mess with it. Just let's keep going. Just as is. It's just perfect the way it is. That's it. We shouldn't change it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed chatting with you all. Oh, this has been so much fun. We do have to finish, though, otherwise we'll be here all night. But maybe you're keen to see the next one, and that will be on the 19th of September with 3 different ladies, and we have a new topic, which is food parcels, food boxes. You get parenthood, you get healthy choices of different recipe boxes and things, so we want to have a discussion about that. So thank you so much for CDA to making this happen and organising all the tech. If it wasn't for them, this wouldn't happen. They have other services, not just this, but they also have individual domestic violence advocates, IDVAs. So if you don't feel safe at home, they have a service at Cambridgeshire Deaf Association to support you in BSL. So they have that and many other services too. So I want to say a big thank you to Edinburgh Deaf Festival for giving us the space in Blackwoods Bar and Cafe. And thank you to Philip Gerard for serving us. And also a huge thank you to you who've watched us today. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.